Hey, we are closing in so close, just 2 episodes away from episode 400 of Guided by Faith. And as a celebration this week, I'm giving away for every day of the week another copy of my new book, Renewed, the 365-Day Christian Gratitude Journal. And if you want to enter for your chance to win a copy of Renewed, all you got to do is take this episode, share it with a friend, share through Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube, share it with a friend, then send me a screenshot of that share, and then email that screenshot to jay@cfbcstewart.com. That's jay@cfbcstewart.com. Once you've done that, you're in, and I hope you win. Today we're going to talk about continuing to develop the spiritual system, the structure that's going to help you take time with God from a want to or from a supreme effort of willpower to just a daily part of who you are. We're using James Clear's teachings from the book Atomic Habits, which I would highly recommend for anybody. The system and framework that he has, make it obvious, make it easy, make it attractive, make it rewarding, to help hardwire our brains to do something that we want to do. So today, if you want a consistent time with God, you have to start on easy mode. Now, that may sound counterintuitive because we think we have to do all of these Herculean things for God. But I'm telling you, if you really want to get consistent at your time with God, put it on easy mode. It's like a video game, you get Madden or something like that. You can go to All Pro, but you can also go to Rookie. And Rookie is really fun and easy to play. You want to start time with God on Rookie mode, on easy mode. In Matthew chapter 11, verse 30, Jesus says, "My yoke is easy, my burden is light." And so one of the things he's telling us is when you seek to follow me, I'm not trying to crush you. And some people, in trying to develop a time with God, they crush themselves. Jesus isn't crushing them. They crush themselves. It becomes overwhelming and too much. They keep missing. They feel guilty and they give up. Part of that is because most people start too big. A 45-minute plan, or I think even reading through the entire Bible in a year, which I've done multiple times. I'm in one right now, but it's a lot. And especially because if you've never spent a regular daily time with God and you start with reading through the Bible in a year, it only takes 10, 15 minutes a day. The first book of the Bible is very interesting, Genesis. And then the beginning of the next book is really interesting, Exodus. And then you're going to have to slog through all of the architectural plans for the temple, all of the Levitical laws through Exodus and Leviticus, and then all of the genealogies of the tribes of Israel. And then you're going to hear the law again in Deuteronomy. And so the first 3 months or so, 3 to 4 months of your time with God includes, it's all important, it's all inspired, but it's not all easy reading. And so what you want to do, and again, other things people do is, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. to spend time with God when you're normally used to getting up at 7 a.m. What you want to do instead is make it so easy it's impossible to fail. So easy that it's impossible to fail. Because in the beginning, what you're actually trying to do is change your identity, not necessarily your intensity. That's really important. Let me say it again. Your aim is to change your identity, not necessarily your intensity right away. So you're going to start in the easy mode. Here's some ways that I think that are the most easy entry points. Aim for 5 minutes a day, but even if you don't get 5 minutes a day, you want to, with time with God, there's the two most vital parts of time with God are God's word and prayer. Now, you can add all kinds of stuff as you go on, journaling and worship, and there's a lot of things that go with it. The core foundational, God's word and prayer. And with God's word, you either are a Bible reader or you're not a Bible reader. And so you want to identify as a Bible reader. What does a Bible reader do? A Bible reader reads God's word every day. And so here is my goal for you, what I would challenge. If I'm going to put time with God on easy mode, my aim is to never miss opening God's word and reading at least one verse a day. Okay? My goal is one verse a day. That is, when I say my goal, that's not my ultimate goal. My bare minimum is one verse a day and a genuine connected with God prayer for the day. But as you get into reading God's word, here's what I would recommend as your starting order to really, like, you're ready to be past one verse, or, this is where you're going to start your one verses from. Here's the order that I would recommend that I feel like is the easy mode of reading God's word to really grow in value and in appreciation of it. Number one, start with the book of Proverbs. Proverbs has 31 chapters, and there are 31 days in the largest month. So whatever the date is today, read that chapter of Proverbs. And it's so full of practical godly wisdom. There's something that jumps out to me every day. So I'm going to read it today. If I miss tomorrow, I'm just going to pick up in the next date when it happens. You don't have to read Proverbs from start to end to get anything out of it. So number one, read Proverbs. Once you've read through Proverbs, number two, go to the New Testament and read the book of James. The book of James has 5 chapters. Every one is like punching full of super practical wisdom, insight, things that will challenge you, will encourage you, will make you wrestle through. But you can't read through 2 minutes of the book of James without finding something super applicable right away. So book of Proverbs, then the book of James. And then the third one that I would recommend is then go into the Gospels. And my favorite for introductory read through is the book of Luke. It's longer, but at this point, you're in the gospel story of Jesus. So towards the beginning, you get the Christmas story, the birth of Jesus. You get such an incredible picture of his compassion for the world. You get incredible parables like the prodigal son, the lost sheep, the lost coins. You get a detailed account of the crucifixion and resurrection. It's just a fantastic book. So easy mode on God's word. I'm going to spend at least one verse. My goal is, kind of like you do streaks on Snapstreak and everything else, at least one verse a day. And then I'm going to go to one chapter of Proverbs a day. Then I'm going to go to James. Then I'm going to go to Luke. And at that point, maybe you're ready to dive into some deeper Bible plans, or just start picking books of the Bible and read through them. Remember, identity is more important than intensity. Identity is more important than intensity. It's better for you to read 5 minutes a day than 45 minutes one day a week and then nothing the others. You're becoming somebody who meets with God, and small wins will build identity. Consistency beats volume. Like I said, I'd rather you do 5 minutes a day to start than one 45-minute dive once a week and then nothing the rest of the time. Imagine what's going to help you more to be healthy and strong. Eating one meal a day, every day of the week, which is still not a lot, or feasting on Sunday and then starving yourself until the next Sunday. One meal a day is still better than that. And remove decision fatigue. You want to pre-select your reading plan, keep it simple. And then remember, just start small enough that you might even feel silly. One verse a day isn't a burden. It's actually like a pretty cool accomplishment. How many days in a row can I read one verse a day? Maybe the rest of your life. That's my goal for you. Make it obvious, make it easy. Tomorrow we'll talk about making it attractive. But today, think about how you're going to make time with God easy and let the Lord meet you there.